So hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Yadira, and today I'm going to be doing something totally different of what you guys are normally here to see. You guys are normally here to see vlogs and stuff like that. Well, today I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to be cooking something for you guys. This is a really easy recipe. Doesn't take that long. Takes maybe like 10-15 minutes. The meat takes about like 20-25 minutes. And so I'm going to be showing you how to make carne con chile. Basically, it's just meat with some hot sauce. And my hot sauce I use is this one, is el pato. It's a hot tomato sauce. And before I even start, make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I do post. And let's get started with this meal. I'm going to be washing my serrano and my tomato. That's the first thing I do, is wash my veggies that I will be using. I'm also going to use 2 small zucchinis that I had in my fridge. I'm just going to wash them, give them a quick little wash so they don't have like any dirt on them or anything. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting my tomato. Let me show you guys really quick. I'm going to basically show you guys a really simple way to cut it. I'm gonna put the camera like that. Hopefully you guys can see. Yes, okay, that's good. Okay, so I'm going to chop my tomato in half. There you go. And then I'm just going to cut it into strips. Just make sure that you don't cut your fingers. And then just kind of cut it into cubes. Basically, that's how you want them to be, cut into cubes. So I'm just gonna cut them into cubes. Go. Make it really simple, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the other half. And I'm just gonna cut the tomatoes into cubes. Okay. And I'm going to use some green onion. Instead of using regular onion, I'm going to use green onion. I'm going to use about 2 green onions. Just 2. They're pretty big, so I'm only going to use 2. I'm going to grab my veggies. Well, actually, let me just grab another recipient to put my veggies in. I'm going to grab this small little container here. I'm going to add my tomato in there so that I have more room to cut my veggies. Grab my knife. And there you go, all that juice. Perfect. I'm just going to take the ends off of the onion. And I'm going to use part of the green onion. I'm going to move that to the side. And I'm just going to basically chop it, into small slices. And then this, I'm going to chop it also into small slices so that it cooks quickly. And that way it perfumes the whole meal. Okay, green onion is done. I used part of the green also, so the other half, I'm just going to throw it away. Or you can just use the whole thing. I'm going to use a couple garlic cloves. This is optional though. If you don't want to use garlic, you don't have to. But I like the flavor of garlic in meat, so I'm just going to use about 2 cloves. You can use more, you can use less, doesn't matter. Really doesn't change the flavor. So I'm just going to chop the ends off of my garlic. Do the same thing with the other half. And I'm just going to finely dice it. There you go. And then with my second one, do the same thing. Just chop it really kind of fine so that it disappears when you cook it. So you're not left with the flavor of garlic in the food, so you just want to mince it really fine. Okay, so now that that's all chopped up, I'm going to throw my trash away. I'm going to get started with my jalapeno. So I'm going to start with my jalapeno, you guys. Now in this case, I'm going to wash my hands again. Okay. And I'm gonna grab my serrano, which I already took off the ends of it. I'm just gonna run my knife and take off all of the seeds, because I don't want it to be too spicy. And I definitely don't want any seeds in my food either, so kind of just take them off basically. So I'm just gonna, there you go. So seeds are out. Or if it seems too hard for you guys to do that, you can use, I'm gonna use this little thing that you can take seeds out and veins and just kind of just clean the jalapeno. And that way it's really easy also. I'm just gonna grab my knife and just go like this and just take it out. Just core it basically. I'm just gonna grab the knife, there you go. And I'm going to just chop the serrano into strips. And I'm gonna do the other side. And when you're cooking with jalapeno, you guys, you want to make sure that you're very careful not to touch your eyes, because if you do, it's gonna end up burning and it's gonna suck. So you want to make sure that you wait a couple minutes, or what you can do is you can wash your hands really good with soap and water, and that should take away all of the spice of your hands from touching that serrano. But just be very careful that you don't touch your face though after you're done cutting the jalapeno, because I've done it before, you guys, and it burns. I did it one time on accident and it hurt really bad. So I'm gonna add all of my ingredients in here. I'm gonna actually use this clove of garlic to just flavor my oil. So I'm just gonna grab all of this and throw it away, because this is where all the really harsh spice is at, and you don't want harsh spice into your food. So I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm gonna wash my hands really quickly again, this time with some soap. Okay, I'm gonna grab a towel and I'm going to move my garlic in there. Just gonna clean my knife really quick. I'm gonna clean my board. I'm just gonna, oh shoot. I'm just gonna clean it really quickly. So I'm gonna chop up some meat. And I don't want it to. Okay, so now that I cleaned it, I'm gonna grab my meat. I defrosted it and I let it thaw out for a couple minutes. Just gonna cut it into cubes. And that's basically all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna chop my zucchinis after. I'm just gonna put those on top of the onion. Okay, grab my meat and I'm just going to chop it basically into cubes, and that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna chop it in cubes, throw it into my bowl. So I have a bowl over here, so just in case you guys couldn't see it. And then third meat. This came in like in a cartridge of 3 pieces of meat. So I'm just gonna throw that in there. Grab the other half. And there you go. And then third cut of meat. There you go. And I'm going to clean this off. I'm gonna wash my knife with soap this time. I'm going to wash my board as well with some soap. And I'm just going to wash it really good. And try to get okay, perfect. Now that that's all washed, I'm going to grab my zucchinis. I'm going to cut the ends off of it. But I'm going to add these like towards the end, because if I add them in now, once the meat cooks, they're going to basically fall apart. And you don't want that. You don't want them to end up falling apart, you guys. I want to make sure that you add them towards the end, because they don't take that long to cook. They take like around like 45 seconds to a minute to cook completely. So you want to make sure that you're very careful when you do add them into the meat, because you want to cook the meat first before you even add it. Okay, perfect. And I let some butter soften for a couple minutes. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Clean my hands here. 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Just right about there. I'm going to add it to my pot that I'm going to turn on over medium-high heat. So I let some butter thaw out for a couple minutes, just so that it can be nice and soft. And if you want, you can always add more butter. And I'm going to open my can of tomato sauce. This is like a spicy kind of tomato sauce. So when you do add it, you want to make sure that you add water to it, a little bit of water, because it can create like a little bit of moisture since it's been in a can. And you just want to open it. Be really careful when you do take the little metal thing off. You don't want to cut yourself. And I have some lemon that I'm going to zest. I'm going to zest about a tablespoon of lemon zest. And I'm just going to add some body and texture to our food. I'm going to add some seasoned salt to my meat, which I have chopped up already, as you guys know. I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic powder, some garlic salt. I think that should be all. And some black ground pepper. So to my meat, first I'm going to add some seasoned salt. About 2 teaspoons or so of seasoned salt. There you go, that's about right. I'm going to add a little bit of black ground pepper. About a tablespoon or so, or less, depending on how much pepper you want. I'm going to also add some garlic powder, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, so not a lot of, and then a little bit of garlic salt. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon or so of garlic salt, just a little bit, just so that I can give it flavor. And I'm going to zest a little bit of lemon. The lemon basically is just going to perfume the meat, giving it lots of flavor and texture and yumminess. And I'm just going to tap it really good right there. There you go. And I'm going to, as you guys can hear, my butter is starting to melt. I'm going to mix my meat using a spoon. I don't want to use my hands. And I'm just going to mix this all together. That lemon smells really good. Make me sneeze. Okay. Now I'm going to add my veggies into my food. So give me 1 second, you guys. The butter has melted. It has melted. I'm going to add my meat over here. I'm going to add my garlic, just so that I can start to flavor a little before I even add my veggies. I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic. Turn on my fan here a little. I'm just going to let this start to melt and just give the meal lots of more flavor once I add the garlic. So the garlic is done. Don't need it anymore in there. Now I'm going to add my veggies that I chopped before. My tomato, my onion, my green onion, sorry, and my serrano and everything I added. I'm gonna add a little bit more pepper. I'm gonna add some pepper in here. I added some salt. Perfect. And a little bit of garlic powder, about 1 teaspoon or so. Perfect. You just want to mix this all together. You want to mix this so that it cooks quickly. It's just like a base for your meat so that it has time to cook. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a couple minutes. I'm going to leave it on high heat. I'm going to add my zucchinis to the same bowl that I added my chopped veggies before. So that it's ready to add. So I start adding my ingredients. I'm going to need to add a little bit more butter. And I'm going to leave my lemon zest because I'm going to add a little bit more. Leave my butter here. So I'm just going to mix this. Allow it to mix. Probably need to add a little bit more butter. So I'm going to use my knife. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of softened butter. Let that sit for a couple minutes. I'm going to put it away now. Because it's starting to soften a lot and I don't want it to overall. Crank up the heat a little. Start melting the butter. Just gonna melt the butter that I added into here. And you just want to cook this. Okay, so I'm gonna move this to the side. I'm gonna add some nonstick cooking spray so that nothing sticks, you guys. Because I don't want anything to stick. Perfect. I'm going to add my meat. I'm going to add it one by one though so that it doesn't splatter all over me. So I just want to add the meat one by one. Perfect. I'm just going to let this cook. Let that cook. You just want to let this cook for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the most. I'm going to heat up some water. Oh my Lord. Sneezed too much, you guys. Sneezed too much. I can't talk. I'm going to add a little bit more lemon zest into my food just so that it gives it more flavor, more texture, more nuttiness. Perfect. I'm going to add a little bit of the juice too. So I'm just going to cook this. Let this sort of heat through a little. I'm going to add about 3/4 ounces of tomato product. I'm going to crank up the heat and add a little bit of the juice. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the juice of a lemon. Just a little bit, you guys, just to flavor. So I'm just gonna okay, so I'm gonna add 3/4 ounces of salsa. Every last bit. just want to let this cook for a couple minutes in the salsa. I'm going to add my water. Heat it through a little bit, not a lot. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of water, about 1/4 cup of water, so not a lot. I'm just going to let this cook. Let's taste for seasoning though, just in case if it needs any seasoning. Let's try it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna add some salt. My substitution for salt is the bouillon cubes, but the blended one. A bit more, that's perfect. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper. Perfect. Just a little bit of pepper, not a lot. I'm going to add a little bit of oregano. Just a little bit. Just want to add a little bit of pepper. There you go. I mean oregano. Sorry, I can't talk. Okay, so we're going to let this cook. Put my timer for, I'm going to do 20 minutes. Well, actually, I'll do 25. 25 minutes, put the cover on it. Once it's almost beginning to start cooking, to start like the meat where it's to the point where it's almost cooked, then that's when you add your zucchinis. Okay, I'm going to leave my lemon there because I'm going to need it. I'm going to clean up, and that's basically it, you guys. That's basically the video that I had for you. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you're notified when I do post. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I love you guys, and I will see you not tomorrow, but the following day after. I love you guys. Bye.